Okay, we got 48 minutes and 22 seconds on this one. I get to yap, but yeah, I get to nap as well. But it's 3 a.m., 8th of February, right? So this is gonna be recording for 7th. So yeah, I'm cheating a little bit on that regard, but yeah. So today I woke up. I think middle of the day, right? Yeah. Ordered food. I actually enjoyed the shrimp pizza, so ordered that and a couple of things as well. I don't understand like the thing with shrimp is there are like so many shrimps that some of them are like disgusting, some of them are like so delicious, but yeah. It's like toss of the die, so toss of the dice, but yeah. After that, I wrote this thing that I actually went to sleep to. I recorded a very fast voice note, so when I wake up, I don't forget that idea because for me is that mm, ideas are like so many and resources temporarily so little that I don't understand people who have one idea that they're pursuing for 10 years and it's like a shitty idea to begin with. I remember when I was doing my first thesis and was doing this ownership law in the metaverse when metaverse was nothing 6 or 7 years ago in Iran. Uh, and so many people approached me, hey, bro, I want a thesis proposal, thesis topic. And I said, sure, I can give you 50 because it's just easy. There are so many problems that you can solve. And they were like, no, the world is fine. Funny from Iranian people who don't have fellow Iranian people. I'm still unfortunately Iranian. Um, mm, yeah, the world is fine the way it is. And I said, yeah, definitely. And they, yeah, they asked for topics and whatever. And I said, hey, do this. And I regret one idea I didn't act on. I wrote like alongside my first thesis, I wrote 7 articles, 5 of which have been published, and one I didn't write that I should have written was the identity ownership. That I had this idea that if someone's face, this is like 6 or 7 years ago, someone's face is on a meme, do they own do they own that picture or that meme or not? The flash forward 6 years later with AI and with putting someone's face with on AI and whatever. Denmark, I think, recently had that the ownership of your identity or whatever. That kind of bites me in the ass because usually I'm 10 to 5 years ahead of everything, at least in my domain, which is, to be honest, mostly everything because it's just systematic. Um, Rather than there's something out of my niche, I am not gonna say, okay, the chemistry evolution of 5 years later is gonna be what, but that's not my domain. So that's the thing that after that, whenever I have an idea and I'm not in the position to act on it immediately, um, I just take a note. Some fucking clown is messaging me to get free work out of me. Brother, you don't have the money to pay me, so get the fuck out of my fucking feed. That's bro is sliding into my DMs asking how the fuck I'm doing, bro. I would be doing fine if you wouldn't be there. That's it. I'm considering blocking him, but these days, these pieces of shit um, get to somewhere and hold some place as well. So I'd rather not cut ties completely, but this motherfucker is on my nerves. There was the similar thing last year that this motherfucker was doing a delivery as a 50, 40 years old, but I was doing the same thing when I was a student as a part-time job. So for me was temporary, for him was um, apparently permanent way of living. And he was stupid enough to have not only a wife but also one or two kids as well. And yeah, the responsibility of that person is beyond me. And um, I suggested, hey, bro, you're not gonna lose anything. You have a shitty job. We both have a shitty job at that time. I said, but for me is a transitionary phase. For you seems to be permanent. And why not? Um, I understood he was into startups and whatever. And I said, why not make your YouTube videos? The worst thing is gonna happen is that no one's gonna watch it, and I'm gonna watch it if you send it to me. So you're gonna be better in better situation than anyone else starting this because I would be supporting you as your first viewer until you get your second viewer. That's it. And that's a huge emotional boost to anyone. Imagine you post a video and every single video is your first like, first view, and first comment until you get huge or you even have like another person joining. Then you let go. I did this with a couple of my friends, pushed them to our social media. They had like an exposure, and I literally unfollowed them, let it go, and I don't even know what they're doing with it because that's the very crucial part. Because when no one is holding your hand, you're literally holding someone's hand. That's the most important thing, and that's what builds relationships. And fuck the relationships. That's what builds an identity of the person. And after 1 year, it was getting quite annoying, bitching about, no, it's not gonna work, this is embarrassing, this is whatever. And I said, bro, you post one video, send it to me, I'm gonna subscribe, I'm gonna comment on every video you have, every fucking video watched till the end, and comment and whatever until you find your second subscriber or whatever. And we went back and forth, and um, it ended in me insulting him and cutting ties with him. Apparently, this motherfucker actually did what I said and has a YouTube channel, is fucking, for whatever the reason, is now a startup facilitator. And if I had that connection still with him, he would actually, pun intended, facilitate my own startup shit. So that's one side of the things. So that's not easy to cut ties with these pieces of shit who are nobody these days. So you need to keep an eye out for that. And on the moral side of things, I've been on the end of the spectrum that people just cut ties with you because of whatever misunderstanding or whatever. So I don't want to be the one that's doing this, but there are some red lines still, that when someone is trying to play me and they're actually sucking at the playing part, I'm not gonna take that insult to my actual fucking um, totality of like who I am. But yeah, after writing, so basically, I woke up, I immediately wrote the piece about um, how gaming is the next kind of social media, and all of the gaming industry, like there is none, there's none in like in the West. There's predominantly dominated by China, and China is implementing a new kind of TikTok inside of their games, and Europe is late to the party, now all of a sudden banning all of social medias and trying to make their own social media. Clap. Like if I had actual fucking patience to edit my video, there would be the clapping emoji, whatever. But yeah, and after that, I did what? Um, After that, I listened to a little bit of yeah. I talked to a couple of my friends. Sent an email to one of my connections, um, one of the bestsellers, and that I know. I wanted him to write me a letter to boost my asylum case, and he agreed. But suddenly, the letter is not there yet. Maybe he, yeah, he is trying to write his own version. He said he said I sent him my version. Now he's sending his version, whatever. But in next week, if he's not gonna send me, I'm gonna reach out to another person. It's fine. And after that, I had a conversation with uh, a friend of mine as well, and I made a video on it actually. Then I played the game while talking to my friend, and also AI that finds me clients and actual quality connections rather than the statistical noise of 8 billion zombies, because this is very sad for me. The two sides of the same coin, that statistically most people are stupid, and take it however one or two people watching this in 50 years, um, not 50 years but in 10 years maybe, because my trajectory is fixed and I'm gonna have the um, fame and the influence, whatever, that actually is gonna lead people to these anyways. Literally, when you look at Mr. Beast's videos, the first video is suddenly at 6 million views now. But if you scroll a little bit further, the 100th video or whatever before the breakthrough is still with 400 million subscribers, is still at like 1000 views, because that's how people function. You blow you blow up, let's say one video blows up, or you publish a book, whatever, all of it cascades into, then people want to understand your formula of success. What hour did you shit? Because if I shit at the same hour, my odds of success are exponentially higher than other people. That's how people function. So eventually, when I break through, all of these videos sitting at 0 view, 1, 2 views, are gonna just fucking blow up. And bare minimum, all of them are gonna be at like a measurable amount of view, just because of the exposure. And the content inside the video itself is 5 to 10 years ahead of the curve, anyways. So then it's gonna be, oh, and yeah. So that's one of the side of the whole thing, and it's a nice way to document everything, because it's a huge fuck you to whenever I blow up and get the exposure, because as I've told all of the bestsellers that I know, the first moment I have the bestseller myself, or some kind of exposure that is just inevitable in my kind of trajectory, is that I'm gonna say you're fucking late. You should have been doing this when I was 20, not when I'm still like, I'm 26, let's say. The worst case is gonna be when I'm 36. I'm gonna say you're fucking late. And that's one side of the coin, the statistical stupidity of the majority. And that's just a unfortunate fact. And the other side of the coin is that, unfortunately, with how social media works, you see 8 billion people exist. This is a very kind of um, unfortunate fact that you need to be at a specific level of self interpersonal and intrapersonal awareness that you notice this, because digital natives think the world was like this. No, 20 years ago, I didn't know more than 10 people. Now you go on fucking Instagram, you scroll, and you're exposed to another configuration of face. You see a new face. You can go into the rabbit hole of another life. And it's like the hierarchy of 8 billion people is so visible that you are forced to compare yourself on constant basis. And what happens is that on one side of the thing is that you need to cater towards the majority of the global numerical stupidity. So you need to make every single word needs to be dog this, I like this, the literally bare minimum of cognitive capability in lexicon, in actual sentence structure. You cannot stretch a sentence for fucking 20 seconds because most people don't understand this. And you need to get their attention because they're the majority. The other day I was listening to, I was watching this promo video for a video game. It was just a girl wakes up, goes to school, does everything, is the world turns to her favor, and it was clearly a dream or whatever. But the plot twist was that she never woke up. And it had 5 million views in 2 or 3 days. Because the visuals were poppy. It was a song of like kind of this TikTok era, whatever. And also, the plot was very simple. Everyone would understand, okay, oh, she didn't wake up. She was dreaming. And the title was The Best Days Are the Days You Do Not Wake Up. And it was in brackets or in, so people actually understand this. And it's just, it had more views than everything they had put out regarding promoting the game, because the game itself, the gameplay, whatever, no one understood that or no one gave a shit about that. But this short 2 to 3 minutes video, everyone understands. Not everyone is still like 95% of people understand this. So this is the tragedy of the masses, that people, the masses, are controlled by the minority in power. Trump, Musk, 5 people control the world based on their systems, their whatever, their policies, their whole kind of directive of where this should go. But the paradox is that these people need to manipulate the masses, and they know how to manipulate the masses because the masses are kind of simpletons, and these simpletons have 2 or 3 kind of incentives, and you trigger that. Is dopamine, is being a kind of confirmed, the confirmation bias that, oh, this is me. That's the reason these days YouTube gives you AI slop that I'm 1 trillion years old. I would do this if I was 26 years old. It's like 50 billion videos of this because everyone wants to feel smart. And what's the smartest way? You being 100 billion years old and giving advice to a 26 years old. A 26 years old is gonna see this and say, wow, this is me. I'm chasing money, I'm chasing pussy, and I'm chasing this. Wow, this is me, they understand me. Brother, that's literally fucking human nature. And these videos are gonna get bare minimum 100k, 200k, 1 million views because you follow the same pattern. You make it fucking visually popping every 5 seconds. One new clip is gonna show up. You use simpleton, simplified language to connect with people, and you have a premise that everyone kind of connects with it. And what this makes is that it's gonna make one or two accounts richer, and they're gonna have a following of their own, their cult. And what happens is that this cult is gonna become another pseudo Mr. Beast. So the whole system is gonna perpetuate itself, and there's no novelty, there's no creativity, there is no innovation, there is no actually betterment of life, because you're just perpetuating the same system that makes people depressed and actual passive aggressive. It's just so fascinating that everyone is an expert these days. I don't say, okay, this chemistry fucking bullshit, I don't understand this. And I say, okay, I don't understand this. Either translate this into my lingo, or I say, okay, I don't understand this chemistry, whatever bullshit that you're saying, the polymer, the whatever. But in my domain, which is strategic systems thinking, narrative, coherence, geopolitical kind of analysis, and all of the bullshit that is associated with this kind of micro incentives that I have, if someone else is gonna enter my fucking domain, I'm gonna say, hey bro, you say you're a fucking chemist. Can I be a chemist too? Because you're literally analyzing my fucking domain. Why can't I be a fucking chemist then? If you can be a fucking policymaker, why the fuck can't I be a fucking chemist? You don't know nothing about what you're talking about, and I would be someone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. But that's fine, because they say, oh, this is a kind of social commentary rather than professional. Yeah, bro, but if it is fucking social, why the fuck you don't know actually what the fuck you're talking about? So this is the trajectory that we're having, and I'm gonna have a blast the day I have one bestseller or one random bullshit breakthrough moment, and everyone is actually forced to watch this video. Exactly these kind of videos, because they need to fucking understand that the statistical stupidity of people is actually not helping civilization or the society, because this is just perpetuating the same mediocrity and making those majority people more miserable, because they don't actually understand how to govern their own fucking lives. And the minority who do are the ones who don't know anything about anything either, because the one thing they know is that how you extract value from the majority rather than actual innovation. They call Mr. Beast a fucking genius, Alex Hormozi a fucking genius, because he can sell the most mediocre concept to the majority of more mediocre people. And of course, it's gonna be a kind of affirmation loop. And they're gonna get more money to stamp their genius in the eyes of the majority of the mediocrity that are giving them a stamp of approval. But when you look at history, someone who is literally managing how people live day to day, they were literally laughed off of the stages that they had or not. Now Nietzsche is forming the fucking how the West thinks about things. Fucking Foucault, fucking Pynchon, fucking all of these motherfuckers who designed the systems, the gamified attention, the internalized panopticon, the individualism, superiority, all of these are from people who literally died fucking broke. Because what people don't understand is that everyone is seeking validation of another person before they actually trust their own fucking eyes. Someone is gonna see this video, let's say, they're gonna understand, okay, maybe the points that are being uttered here are gonna make sense. But he's gonna see, okay, how many subscribers does he have? How many likes, how many comments? And then he or she is not gonna even trust his own ears and eyes because no one else has validated this before. And someone along the history is gonna either discover and put their own stamp of approval on it, let's say fucking Dre, on fucking Eminem, or the backlog of the current system actually not functioning is gonna lead somewhere that you're gonna say, wow, someone 5 years ago, 50 years ago predicted this. Let me read more of that, because one of the predictions they made is actually accurate 5 years later, 50 years later. Maybe they said more things. And this is how geniuses are fucking discovered. Because they're just so ahead of, fuck that day, we're just so ahead of the fucking time that I predict 2 years ago the Federational Europe in one of my fucking fictional writings and have the system that Europe is implementing now. And the funny thing is, this is still gonna break because they're not doing it the fucking right way. In 5 years, in 10 years, they're gonna, something is gonna happen. Either one of these 50 bestsellers, policymakers, lawyer, whoever the fuck is actually seeing my worth and seeing my contribution is gonna risk their own skin and neck and kind of promote me, and then I'm gonna have the stamp of approval and all of it is gonna cascade, or their system is gonna break so bad that I'm gonna say, hey, yeah, this is season 5 Breaking Bad, and everything is fucked. What the fuck you're gonna do? It just bothers me that whenever I see this fucking Alex Hormozy, fucking Mr. Beast, all of these fucking pieces of shit who don't know anything about anything other than capturing the attention of the majority mediocrity, are being heralded as generational geniuses or whatever, while their contribution is literally making something so mediocre, so fucking not in a innovative way, just common sense as fuck, and producing it in a way that captures the monkey brain of 8 billion, and they're gonna get rich off of that fucking attention, and then retroactively, because they have the attention, they have the wealth, and they have the influence over the majority of the mediocre people in the world, they're gonna be, wow, genius. Because how else can you be a billionaire and you can have influence, you can have whatever, and you're not gonna be a genius? Wow. And this is the problem with the world, that there was this research in United States that millions of people think chocolate milk comes from brown cow. These people are gonna believe when you literally sell something to someone and sell the emotion with it rather than the product. This is a generational discovery of marketing, which is fucking common sense. People have emotional resonance with their sense of self and identity reflected in that fucking product, and how that's gonna reflect their status or comfort or their values. They don't give a fuck about the product. But that, when someone like fucking Alex Hormozy says that, It's a generational discovery of marketing. When I see these policymakers, this fucking suited up pieces of shit in parliaments or fucking board of European this, that, all of the bureaucracy of bullshit literally happening, and they say nothing. They use nothing of their fucking power because they're just such fucking stupid people who are continuing the same cycle that's not fucking working and hoping it's gonna fucking work. Fucking China is literally in the past 5 years slowly moving towards, since first time TikTok got banned. I don't know, the first one was Trump administration or even before that in India. I think India was after like the first Trump administration. They slowly moved their actual TikTok implementation into video games because they understood, okay, if Trump is gonna ban TikTok, some of these European monkeys are gonna replicate that as well. But now, 5 years later, that they are actually doing it, TikTok doesn't fucking even exist because everyone is banning TikTok and they're trying to make their own fucking TikTok, while China is literally implementing their own sense of identity and actual cultural supremacy through video games. Some Wukong, fucking Vervin's Meat, Genshin Impact, the fucking Neverness to Everness. These are the games that I'm gonna play. And I'm playing these days. And what's happening is that there are so many things that I don't actually fucking know what they're fucking doing. Because there could be so many other games. And all of these geniuses in the parliament, they're not gonna see this because they were raised in a perpetual mediocrity of complacency in Europe, that you have the most complacent crowd in history of the world producing nothing. Whenever I talk to any of these motherfuckers, they're literally ravenous about their fucking vacation. They think if you literally stay up 2 hours a night, you're literally sacrificing your generational health. They're literally staying from their comfort of their house, the fucking couch, the fucking layers of comfort that it's a dream to half of the world, and they're saying, today I worked a lot. That's the thing that I don't fucking understand, is that why these fucking people, I'm not even talking European, United States, Indian, Iranian, I'm talking about the majority of the stupidity of the world, because I just don't understand how you can have 8 billion people, 1 billion of them out the gate cannot actually read or talk properly in any language or write in any language. Now you have 7 billion. Out of the 7 billion, millions of them have the peanut brain of thinking brown cows produce choco milk. You scratch that, half of the 7 billion and millions of retards excluding, half of the 7 billion are not gonna have even the minimal comfort of actually functioning other than day-to-day feeding their fucking themselves, or feeding their fucking wrong ideology, or let's say they don't even have the capability to question the ideology that is gratitude, worshipping a random god, fucking respecting family, respecting patriotism, all of these. So we have 4 billion left. Out of these 4 billion people, maybe 400 million of them are gonna have the specific actual depth and understanding of their specific domains. Out of this 400 million, 40 million of them are gonna even have the balls to match the expertise and actually trying to change the world or change something in it. And out of this 40 million, 4 million of them are not gonna have the fucking acceptance of this bullshit system that is going on and has no fucking reason. And out of the 4 million, 400,000 of them, 4,000 of them, 40,000 of them, how many are gonna have the combination of understanding themselves, understanding the world, knowing how to talk to the general mediocrity so they value themselves on daily basis, so they're not gonna be a fucking secluded genius. I literally go to a fucking barber shop and I befriend all of them. I know all of their names, I know all of their stories, their wives, their girlfriend, their whatever, because I see a person and I value a person. I'm not gonna say, okay, I'm smarter than you, so you don't fucking exist. There is 4,000, let's say, this is not fucking Bible, this is estimation, 4,000 people who can actually function socially and personally without actually getting the both of them fucking mixed up. And out of all of these, maybe 10 people are gonna have the balls to actually go out there and find the people who are like them. When I talk to a fucking policymaker on a fucking national level, I don't treat them as fucking God that I need to fucking worship. I say, wow, this person is so interesting. I need to understand how they think about this. It's like, as I keep mentioning, 2 8-year-olds comparing toys and being mutually fascinated by the toy that we're talking about, the policy, the fucking whatever. And you expect out of 10 people, out of 8 billion people, these 10 people are not gonna be removed by the fucking system. I'm not gonna be removed because I know how to leverage the whole of the bullshit. The worst case scenario for me is gonna be I'm gonna pressure and find this fucking bunch of bestseller this, policymaker that, and all of these motherfucker. I'm literally these days using my leveraged bestsellers to pressure the lawyers to pressure the fucking bestsellers, and all of them are culminating on a level that they're starting to show more skin. One of the fucking lawyers is introducing me to governmental actually policy makers because he knows that I have a bestseller backing me up, and if he is gonna make me discovered faster, he's gonna be sidelined. The same thing is happening with the bestseller. As soon as I say, hey, I just met with the director general today, and all of them are fucking true. Because if I want to lie, I cannot maintain this specific sophisticated of a lie amongst 50 people who have seen many people trying to play them. So you play them with truth. And then I use that, hey, by the way, I just met very interesting, very kind of amazing person in Director General of Strategic whatever of this country. Then I just update on my good buddy privacy lawyer on global scale. Then I ask him, hey, by the way, I wrote this. Do you like this? No. I just send it. I just say, hey, by the way, this. And then he replies, wow, I need to get you discovered. Not because that motherfucker likes me, because he sees if someone else is gonna get me discovered, he's gonna be sidelined as the pussy who didn't actually move. And so all of these motherfuckers are moving accordingly. And one of them is gonna give me the attention of the actual fucking platform. Could be a bestseller, could be a policy making job, whatever. And then I'm gonna send people, hey, you're so smart, you're whatever. Where were you? And I'm gonna say, I was in this fucking YouTube channel with 4 subscribers. Go watch. And they're gonna end up in here in this video and see the not even real me, because this even is not the real me. The world cannot handle the real me. And this is a fraction of what I think about you pieces of shit that are holding power, and you're literally ravenous about your fucking next vacation. But yeah, I think I'm gonna uh, either write or watch a couple of animes to be pushed out of the anime to the page. Literally, I watched yesterday. I watched this JJK, and I was fascinated by the cinematography of the violence, and I literally couldn't finish the fucking episode. I had to write my own version, and I wrote it, and I was quite satisfied with my own version of that kind of cinematic kind of violence on the page that kind of equaled, not even equaled, but for me, it was urge to produce my own version of it. And hopefully, if something like that doesn't happen today, this is so funny. Most people beg themselves to have 1 month, one idea. I beg myself, please, can I not write today? So I literally just watch fucking anime. But yeah, um, yeah, definitely gonna watch anime. Maybe play games. I do want to play a couple of stories of multiple games that I have, but I don't think I have the energy because I need to like dump 2 to 3 hours on it. Maybe I did, but that's gonna be nice. And also, yeah, if I don't write, I'm gonna do that. Hopefully, I don't write today, but I already wrote the very interesting LinkedIn post about the whatever the bullshit the Europe is doing and whatever China is doing. But I didn't write it myself. I did the voice. I explained what I wanted and gave the whole structure to AI to dumb it down to the mediocre majority that are on my LinkedIn. And there's this like hierarchy of mediocrity that a policymaker can be dumb, a fucking lawyer can be dumb, uh, so many accomplished people can be dumb. I keep referencing this bitch that I talked to who had like 20 bestsellers and in her native language could not match my articulation of my third language, which is fucking English. And this bitch has 20 bestsellers. Of course, she has 20 bestsellers because she is selling lullabies to 8 billion asleep people. Of course, she's gonna be a quadruple bestseller. But yeah, um, yeah, this is gonna be the recap of today. Tomorrow, hopefully, for a little mental map. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Today is 3 a.m. It's Sunday, so nothing. After that, I have one meeting with the facilitator for my startup, and also I have friend meeting and some bullshit kind of celebration or something. I think it's someone's birthday, but I have that noted so they don't feel outlined and unseen, because that's the purgatory of people that they don't feel seen, and as soon as you see them, they do anything for you. And yeah, for tomorrow or today, rather, there's nothing. And yeah, hopefully I can just do the gaming and have my weekend version of it. But I'm kind of yeah, falling behind on the Wuthering Waves story. I actually pulled the two characters, the two newest characters, and I actually haven't even leveled them up. I've been busy writing like 6 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours a day, but and half of it is literally energized by the stupidity of the world around me. And the funny thing is, I would rather this was projection, but everything about me, even if you watch this video, sure, it is defensive to say that, but nothing in my identity says, okay, I'm a stupid calling other people stupid, but it's gonna be funny. I'm literally seeing so vividly the day that people are gonna be pushed to watch these videos because I blew up suddenly. I fucking could be 5 years, 10 years, 50 years at the worst case scenario, but something is gonna cascade and push people to watch these videos and whatever, and I'm gonna be talking directly to you and calling you stupid, and you're not gonna do anything about it because I've been statistically and globally heralded as the opposite. But yeah, to be honest, I don't give a fuck about being smart. I just see other people as stupid. I don't deem myself as smart because I could do so many things better than the things I'm doing these days. But when I see other people, it's like, okay, are we breathing the same air even? But yeah.